Well, to help us understand the significance of these developments is Dr Gugu Mazibuko, who is a cultural expert at the University of Kwazulu-Natal. Dr Mazibuko, good evening to you and welcome. I mean, you heard that interview that our reporter did with Prince Amandla Zulu. Is Mangosuthu Buthelezi, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the AmaZulu traditional prime minister or not? Is Prince Amandla Zulu right to question his authority?
Good evening, Iman and viewers. Maybe let me answer the first question that currently, as the AmaZulu, the traditional prime minister is Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi until further notice. But at the moment, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi is the recognized traditional prime minister.
Is Prince Mandla Zulu right to question his authority then in the way that he has in that interview with our reporter?
Oh, well, Iman, I cannot comment on that one because remember, when the late king passed on, there was an pronouncement that the regent queen mother, Queen Madlamini, will be the regent queen, and then later on, when she also passed on, after that, Prince Misuzulu was announced as the king of AmaZulu. I need to clarify this. Culturally, there is no vacuum in the throne. Hence, when the king Goodwill Zwelithini passed on, the regent queen ascended the throne, and later on, King Misuzulu followed the queen mother. All other rituals took place immediately after that, and it is not the first time, because we can go back even as far as King Shaka, because when he was assassinated by his brothers, the very same day later, his brother King Dingane was announced as the king, and we can even go further to other Zulu monarchs. So the issue of contestation is not something that is new. It's something that is known amongst AmaZulu. But at the end of the day, there is always one king, and peace always prevails, and the harmony comes back among the royal family members, because there's only one throne.
But this entering of the Kraal, Ukungena Isibayeni, seems to be such an important statement. You know, the person who does it first effectively is the person who is stamping their authority on that position. What do you think is going to happen now with the attempts by the heir apparent, or the king apparent, King Misuzulu, entering the Kraal? His event is being preempted this weekend by what's happening right now. Is that not going to create conflict?
I don't think so, because there is quite a number of sacred rituals and customs that are performed. This is not the only ritual that is important. All other rituals are important before the climax of it all, which is the coronation. So this is not the only one. It's a series of them. So the fact that the King Misuzulu's entering of Isibaya is coming next week, it does not mean that it is not going to be valid. Yes, because this ceremony, this ritual is a kind of special, and it's sacred, and it's a prayer, because the Kraal amongst Amazulu is a place of prayer. It's like a temple. It's where they communicate with the ancestors of the nation. So we cannot speak on behalf of the ancestors that they won't accept it, because they are the ones who choose the king who will rule Amazulu.
So, it sounds by what you're saying that I think, at least from the public perspective, this is just a storm in a teacup. You're saying to us and affirming that Simakade Zulu, Prince Simakade Zulu, entering the kraal at Nongoma today is in no way going to undermine the authority of King Misuzulu doing the same next week.
As I have already mentioned, Iman, that the king is already on the throne. So all other rituals and customs are being performed to fulfill all the stages preceding his coronation.
So just on the issue of the sacred rituals, and you heard there was a little bit of reticence in talking about exactly what types of animals, and one can always respect that there has to be, a sense of secrecy or even mystery around this. But, what are some of these rituals, that are important to the affirmation of position, particularly when it comes to the monarchy?
Yeah, well, I cannot discuss the actual, what exactly takes place, but there's quite a number of them, including the cleansing ceremony, including the hunting, Ingrina, and also this the one that is coming, that will take place next week, Saturday, at Kwakhangela Mankengane. They are all important, and they involve the nation, because they form part and parcel of the Zulu nation. Although some of them are privately performed, because we all understand that there are rituals that, for instance, in any temple, there is a place which is called Holy of the Holies, where only a few will enter such places. So it's something of that sort, that those are the rituals that we cannot see and talk about them as commoners, but we know that they take place preceding the coronation.
Dr. Gugu Mazibuko, a very enlightening conversation we're having, particularly for people who aren't familiar with the way these particular cultural practices take place and their significance when it comes to the installation of, the seat of government, at least in the traditional house. Dr. Gugu Mazibuko is a cultural expert at the University of Kwazulu-Natal.